Alright boys, so in this video we're going to be going over what I did wrong today on micro gold, on gold, how I got stopped in profit, only making $90 times 3 on the day, around 270 bucks this morning. So let's get into the chart. Coming into gold, we knew we had higher time frame. I don't think it was CPI this morning, or PMI, and JOLTS job at 10 a.m. So coming into the hourly time frame, what do I see on gold? I see we have this sell side liquidity sweep, and what happens at 8 a.m., this internal sell side on the hourly gets swept and then puts in a huge wick. So once I see that, I want to get onto the 5-minute chart and see if we put in an inverse 5-minute. Right here, inverse 5-minute gap. And then we see a pullback to that inverse gap. And then if I take my fib from this swing low up to this swing high, I want to see a rebalance of this range. So what happens? Pull back down, rebalance into equilibrium, rebalance into 618, and then we start to reject out of that 5-minute inverse, giving me key indication we want to go higher here. So we get a 1-minute inverse gap. I wait, price inverses it, I wait for the pullback, pullback's here, pushes up a little bit, pulls back again. This is where I enter at on these wicks right around here, stops right there at that recent low, and I targeted these stacked highs. What I should not have done was target these stacked highs. Honestly, I loved these highs. I thought they were going to get swept, but I overlooked this 1-minute gap, 1-minute inverse gap. And what happened? We start to soar, I'm up, I probably entered around here, so I'm up probably about a 1 to 3 at this high. And then we take this intermediate high right here. Price news starts to drop. Look, 957. You start seeing a little retracement after taking that intermediate high right there. Price starts to drop, stopping me out in profit right here on these lows, making $90 times 3 on the day. I was going for 350 up here, and what was I at? I was probably up around 300 right here. Should have just closed there. But once again, I said I overlooked this 1-minute inverse gap that we were holding. And then if we even just take this STDV or fib from this range low, or from high to low, what happened here? Price came back to the 7.9 and held that inverse gap, and then dumped off. So that is what I did wrong today. Literally was just trying to hold the trade a couple ticks too long when I should have just been getting out on that 2.5 to 3R level right around there. That's the trade recap for the day, boys. You can see executions right here. Enter. Takes this intermediate high, and then we get stopped out right here. So that's that. Trade recap. Yes, sir.